Discover the art of subtle influence and inner strength with How to Show a Man Your Worth. Uncover powerful ways to demonstrate your value without uttering a single word. This approach, deeply rooted in Stoicism, empowers you to show a man your worth without saying anything, embodying confidence and self-respect. Embrace a style that resonates with cultural grace and modern elegance, leading him to explore your depth and authenticity. Ready to learn how to show a man your worth without saying anything? Dive into these powerful ways to show a man your worth and unlock a new dimension of self-assurance. Number 1. Endless source of attraction. Know your worth. In today's social media-fueled world, it's easy to get caught up in external validation. It comes from within, and that's where Stoicism, the age-old philosophy of inner strength, comes in to guide us. 1. Know your worth is in your control. Let's start with one fundamental principle. Your worth is entirely in your control. It's not up to the guy you're dating, your friends, or even your family to tell you what you're worth. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your self-worth is not about what life throws at you or how someone treats you. It's about how you handle yourself in those moments. Think of yourself as a diamond. Not everyone will recognize your value. Some people may walk right past without noticing. But that doesn't change the fact that you are still rare, unique, and valuable. The diamond doesn't lose its value just because someone fails to appreciate it, and neither do you. 2. Self-worth begins with self-respect. Self-respect is the foundation of your worth. And let me tell you, it's not something that can be built overnight. It's a journey. The way you treat yourself teaches others how to treat you. If you constantly put yourself down or allow others to walk all over you, you're sending the message that you don't respect yourself. But when you hold your head high, establish boundaries, and refuse to tolerate disrespect, you're showing the world that you know your value. As Maya Angelou famously said, "You alone are enough. You have nothing to prove to anybody." Start living by this mantra. You don't need to seek validation from anyone else. When you respect yourself, others will follow suit. 3. Present yourself with quiet confidence. One of the most attractive qualities in a person is confidence, and confidence is a direct reflection of self-worth. But here's the secret. True confidence isn't loud or boastful. It's quiet. It's the calm assurance that you don't need to explain or prove anything to anyone. When you walk into a room, your presence alone should convey that you know who you are and what you bring to the table. This is the type of confidence the Stoics talked about. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Your power lies in your own mind, in your ability to control how you see yourself. When you realize that, your confidence will naturally shine through. 4. Embrace Stoic resilience. Life isn't always going to be easy. You're going to face rejection, disappointment, and sometimes even heartbreak. But how you handle those moments says a lot about your worth. The Stoics believed that challenges were an opportunity to grow stronger. Instead of letting setbacks define you, use them to build resilience. As the saying goes, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Each challenge you face is a chance to show yourself and the world just how resilient you are. When you bounce back from adversity, you're demonstrating that your worth isn't tied to external circumstances. You're saying, "I am strong enough to handle this, and I'll come out even better on the other side." 5. Set boundaries and stick to them. Boundaries are a clear reflection of self-worth. They communicate that you value yourself enough to protect your time, energy, and emotional well-being. Setting boundaries isn't about shutting people out. It's about making sure that the people in your life respect and value you. And here's the key. Once you set a boundary, you have to stick to it. No exceptions. As Brené Brown puts it, daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. It's okay if people don't like your boundaries. It's not your job to please everyone, it's your job to take care of yourself. 6. Be selective with your energy. Not everyone deserves your time and attention, and that's okay. Part of knowing your worth is recognizing that your energy is valuable, and you should be selective about where and with whom you spend it. The Stoics were big on focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. You can't control how someone else acts, but you can control how you respond, and that includes who you allow into your life. As Oprah Winfrey once said, "You become what you believe. You are where you are today in your life based on everything you have believed." If you believe you are worthy of love, respect, and happiness, you won't settle for less. You'll choose relationships and situations that uplift you and walk away from anything that drains your spirit. 7. Stay calm and composed. Another sign of true self-worth is the ability to stay calm and composed in any situation. When you know your value, you don't let minor inconveniences or even major challenges shake you. You handle yourself with grace under pressure. You don't need to raise your voice or lose your cool to make a point. Your calm, steady demeanor says it all. In the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, "Nothing can bring you peace but yourself." When you cultivate inner peace, you become unshakable. And trust me, that level of composure is not only attractive, but it's also a clear sign that you know your worth. 8. Focus on growth, not perfection. Here's the thing, knowing your worth doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It's about acknowledging your flaws and still loving yourself anyway. The Stoics believed in the power of self-improvement, not in the pursuit of perfection. You're a work in progress, and that's something to be proud of. As Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Do what you can with what you have, where you are." Your worth is not in being flawless, it's in being resilient, adaptable, and always striving to grow. When you focus on growth, you're showing the world that you value yourself enough to keep evolving. 9. Lead with compassion. Finally, one of the most powerful ways to demonstrate your worth is by leading with compassion. When you treat others with kindness and empathy, you're showing that you have a strong sense of self. You don't need to put others down to feel better about yourself. Instead, you lift others up, and that's a reflection of true inner strength. As the Dalai Lama said, "If you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion." When you approach life with kindness, you're not just showing your worth to others, you're reinforcing it within yourself. 10. Live your worth every day. Knowing your worth is not a one-time realization. It's a daily practice. It's about waking up every morning and choosing to value yourself regardless of what the world says. It's about living in alignment with your values, respecting yourself, and staying true to who you are. Remember, your worth is not determined by anyone else. It's something you define and live by every single day. Number 2, the power of silence and deep listening. In a world that's always buzzing with conversation, silence can be a profound tool. When you choose not to fill every moment with words, you create a space where true connection can flourish. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely observed, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This wisdom highlights the power of listening, not just hearing words, but truly understanding the person speaking. By embracing silence, you showcase emotional intelligence, patience, and an inner calm that's often missing in today's fast-paced society. Listening is not just about absorbing information. It's about valuing the other person's perspective. When you listen more than you speak, you convey a deep respect for the thoughts and feelings of others. As Stephen R. Covey, the author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, said, "Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. But when you listen to understand, you show that you're confident enough in yourself to let others have the floor, demonstrating a quiet strength." This approach to conversation isn't just about being polite. It's a powerful way to build deeper connections. When you listen intently, you make the other person feel valued and understood. It shows that you're not just interested in talking about yourself, but genuinely care about the other person's experience. In the end, the power of silence and listening goes beyond mere words. It's about creating a space where real connection can happen, where both parties feel heard and respected. This silent strength not only enhances your relationships, but also subtly communicates your own value, proving that sometimes saying less truly means more. Number 3, the power of purposeful action speaks louder than words. When you live with purpose, your actions communicate your values and priorities far more effectively than words ever could. Purpose isn't something you just talk about. It's something you embody in every moment. This kind of intentional living reflects self-discipline, ambition, and a commitment to personal growth. Men who respect women are drawn to those who clearly know their worth and are unwavering in their pursuit of their purpose. As the Stoics wisely say, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. This principle applies universally. Stop discussing what makes a valuable woman. Be one. Let your actions reveal your high standards, and that will resonate deeply with the right man. Words are cheap. Actions are priceless. In today's world, it's easy to say the right things, but much harder to back them up. Every promise, every compliment, every sweet word. These are easy offerings that require no real investment. If you want to know where a man truly stands, don't listen to what he says. Watch what he does. If a man showers you with praise, a confident response might be, "That sounds lovely, but how will you show that to me?" Or, "How can I trust that this is true?" High-value women understand that words without actions are empty, and that true worth is demonstrated through behavior. Men instinctively know that there are 2 kinds of women in the world: those who are easily swayed by nice words, and those who demand more. The latter group, high-value women, don't need to beg or demand. They simply watch. They know their worth, and they wait to see if a man's actions align with his words. If they don't, they quietly walk away. No drama, no frustration. After all, as Maya Angelou once said, "When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time." This is the silent strength of a woman who knows her value. She doesn't have to prove anything to anyone. She stands firm in her self-worth and lets her actions do the talking. Be skeptical, but stay open. One of the hallmarks of a high-value woman is her ability to navigate the world with a healthy dose of skepticism. Being skeptical doesn't mean being negative or distrusting everyone. It means being discerning. It's about recognizing that, unfortunately, not everyone has your best interests at heart. There are plenty of smooth talkers and false promises out there, so it's crucial to trust your instincts and filter out the noise. As Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Trust men and they will be true to you. Treat them greatly and they will show themselves great." But trusting someone doesn't mean being blind to red flags. Having a healthy level of skepticism means you're aware but not paranoid. You don't live in a constant state of suspicion, but you know when to question things that seem too good to be true. You have the right to challenge someone, politely but firmly, when something doesn't add up. Ask questions, seek clarification, and don't be afraid to ask for proof when necessary. For example, if a man tells you something that sounds like a fairy tale, don't just smile and nod. You have every right to say, "That sounds amazing, but could you show me more? I'd love to understand better." This kind of skepticism isn't about distrust. It's about self-respect. Demand actions, not explanations. When a man encounters a woman who calmly insists on action over words, he knows he's dealing with someone who holds herself to a high standard. This type of woman doesn't ask for validation because she doesn't need it. She isn't afraid to walk away if what's being offered doesn't match what she values. As Eleanor Roosevelt said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." High-value women never feel the need to demand anything from anyone because they know that demanding comes from a place of lack. Instead, they stand firm in their expectations and simply observe. If a man can't meet them, they move on without looking back. It's essential to stay grounded in reality, not be swept away by fantasies. A healthy degree of skepticism will prevent you from being led astray by empty promises. But remember, skepticism doesn't mean closing yourself off from others. It means being wise enough to question what doesn't seem right while remaining open to genuine opportunities. As the Stoics remind us, the more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. In other words, don't place all your worth in what someone says they'll do for you. Instead, focus on what you can control, your actions, your boundaries, and your standards. Trust, but verify. To sum it up, actions will always speak louder than words. A man who truly values you will back up his words with behavior that aligns with what he says. And when you live in alignment with your purpose, you create an undeniable force that naturally attracts the kind of respect and admiration you deserve. Never be afraid to challenge someone who doesn't live up to their promises, but more importantly, always remember to embody the values you seek in others. Trust your instincts, but don't let naivety cloud your judgment. As Stoicism teaches us, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Keep a level head, remain true to yourself, and demand actions that reflect genuine respect. When you do this, you'll find that you don't have to say a word. Your worth will be crystal clear to anyone who deserves to see it. Number 4, the power of saying no. You must be willing to say no, even if it feels like you're risking losing him. If you are truly a person of worth, you will have to say no to things that don't align with your values, whether it's saying no to early intimacy, sexting, sending inappropriate pictures, or taking on roles like cooking and cleaning without commitment. Remember, a man who respects you won't ask you to compromise your dignity. Women who are naturally assertive often find that saying no becomes harder when they genuinely like a man. Yet for men they are indifferent about, saying no is almost second nature. This pattern reveals something crucial. Many women break their own boundaries for a man they believe could be the one. They convince themselves that bending the rules will bring them happiness. But the truth is, this mindset leads to nothing but disappointment. As Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When you allow your self-worth to be dictated by someone else's approval, you are giving away your power. The men who push your boundaries, asking for things they shouldn't, are doing so because they aren't afraid to lose you. They're not taking you seriously, even if you've convinced yourself that their intentions are genuine. Breaking your rules for the chance of winning someone's heart is selling yourself short. A man worthy of you will appreciate you for standing firm, not for bending to his desires. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Nobody can hurt me without my permission." Remember that standing up for yourself doesn't push love away. It invites the right kind of love in. So, never accept anything that feels wrong in your gut, no matter how much you like him or how unique he may seem. Your self-respect will always be worth more than someone else's fleeting affection. Keep your thoughts rooted in respect and dignity. Love will follow where it is deserved. Keep your thoughts focused on respect and dignity. Love will follow where it is deserved. Number 5, say no to anger. If you find yourself feeling anger or frustration towards men who don't treat you the way you believe you deserve, it might be time to dig deeper into your sense of self-worth. Many women believe they've done the work, built up their self-esteem, and resolved never to accept less than they deserve. But when a man doesn't recognize their value, anger often rises to the surface. Here's the truth. Genuine self-worth isn't measured by how others treat you, but by how you respond to those who don't see your value. The Stoics teach us that our reactions to external events are within our control, while the events themselves are not. Aristotle once said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. If you're still harboring anger towards those who fail to recognize your worth, you might need to revisit your inner work. True self-worth is unshakable. It doesn't flinch when someone else doesn't see it. Women who truly know their value aren't triggered when others don't acknowledge it. They understand that not everyone will, and that's okay. This realization allows them to remain calm and composed, knowing that their worth is intrinsic and not contingent upon external validation. A powerful exercise to gauge your true feelings about your worth is to sit in silence and ask yourself, "What is my worth?" Pay attention to how your body and emotions respond. If you feel discomfort, doubt, or anger, it's a signal that more inner work is needed. Healing old wounds and addressing unresolved trauma is essential to solidifying your sense of self-worth. Remember, as Oprah Winfrey once said, "You are responsible for your life." You can't keep blaming somebody else for your dysfunction. Life is really about moving on. Ladies, it's crucial to know your worth before you step into the dating world. You can wear the finest clothes and project confidence, but if your self-esteem isn't rock solid, it will show, and men will sense it. The way you see yourself sets the tone for how others will see you. So embrace the wisdom of the Stoics. Focus on what you can control, which is your own self-perception and the values you bring to the table. When you truly know your worth, you won't just demand respect. You'll command it, effortlessly and without saying a word. Number 6. Grace under pressure. Life doesn't always go as planned, and challenges often appear when you least expect them. But how you respond to stress and adversity reveals more about your character than words ever could. Stoicism teaches us that while we can't control what happens to us, we have the power to choose how we react. When you face difficult moments with resilience and composure, you show emotional maturity. You send a message without saying a word, that you're someone who can handle life's ups and downs with grace. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity, said Sun Tzu. It's in those moments of uncertainty that true strength shines. Whether it's an unexpected setback or a tough situation, how you manage yourself reflects your inner worth. Don't allow external events to shake you. As Viktor Frankl once said, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." When you stay centered in a storm, it demonstrates an unshakable strength that speaks volumes about who you are. In relationships, men take notice of a woman who doesn't let life's turbulence pull her off course. Your grace under pressure is a silent display of your ability to remain steady in a world full of change. When you remain calm and grounded, you're sending a message that you have control over your emotions, and that's a quality no one can ignore. Number 7, the power of self-esteem and maintaining healthy boundaries. Boundaries are the foundation of self-respect. Without saying a word, you can show a man your worth by setting and maintaining firm boundaries. Your actions tell him what is acceptable behavior and what is not. The key is that these boundaries don't need to be enforced with anger or defensiveness. Instead, they should be communicated with calm, unwavering confidence. As the famous saying goes, you teach people how to treat you by what you allow, what you stop, and what you reinforce. When you stand firm in your boundaries, you are showing him that you respect yourself enough to walk away from anything that doesn't honor those limits. If you want others to see you as worthy, you must first treat yourself as someone worthy of respect, love, and appreciation. This means embodying self-worth in everything you do. As law number 34 of the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene advises, act like a king to be treated like one. The way you carry yourself, the way you present yourself to the world, these are powerful indicators of how others will treat you. People always respond to your energy. If you exude confidence, men will sense it and wonder what makes you so certain of your own value. On the flip side, men can also tell when you aren't valuing yourself. It shows in how you treat yourself, how you dress, the food you eat, how you spend your time and money, and how you allow others, including men, to treat you. You can't expect others to value you if you don't first value yourself. Your thoughts shape your reality. Choose them wisely. Buddha. If you see yourself as someone worthy of the best, that belief will radiate outward and influence the way men perceive you. For example, if you expect a man to buy you nice gifts, start by treating yourself to quality items within your budget. This isn't about extravagance, but about honoring yourself with the best you can afford. Similarly, if you expect to be wined and dined, first show that you take care of yourself by eating good quality food and enjoying experiences that enrich your life. Take yourself out to nice places, even if it's just a lunch or coffee at a beautiful spot. When you get used to these experiences, you'll know exactly what to expect from others. The more you treat yourself with care and respect, the more you signal to the world and to men that you are someone of value. When you embody self-worth, others will follow your lead and treat you with the same respect and admiration you've already shown yourself. Number 8, right to access life. Access to your life, your energy, and your time should never be given freely. It must be earned. How you present yourself to the world, from the way you dress to how you carry yourself, communicates your value. Dressing with elegance and even a touch of sexiness can be empowering, but it should always exude mystery and self-respect. As Coco Chanel wisely said, a girl should be two things, classy and fabulous. Your appearance should reflect your worth, signaling that your presence is a privilege, not a right. This principle goes beyond just how you look. Don't be too quick to say yes, especially when it comes to granting someone easy access to your life. For instance, avoid hanging out at a man's place during the first few dates. Instead, meet in public spaces where the focus is on genuinely getting to know each other. Physical intimacy should never be rushed. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught, no man is free who is not master of himself. Waiting until you're sure of the relationship, whether that's a few weeks or a few months, shows that you respect yourself enough to move at your own pace. Inviting someone into your personal space too soon sends the wrong message. It's not just about keeping a mystery alive, it's about protecting your energy and safeguarding what's precious. Men who are truly serious about you will understand and respect this boundary. Those who don't will reveal their true intentions quickly, and it's better to know sooner rather than later. Self-care and independence are powerful magnets that draw people toward you. When you prioritize yourself through exercise, healthy eating, or engaging in hobbies, you communicate that your happiness is self-generated, not dependent on anyone else. Independence isn't just attractive, it's essential. The Stoics emphasized the importance of personal growth and living a virtuous life, reminding us that our well-being is our responsibility. Your self-care routine is a reflection of your self-worth. As the saying goes, you cannot pour from an empty cup. By taking care of yourself first, you ensure that you have the energy to give to others. This self-respect is something that others, including men, will naturally notice and admire. When you invest in yourself, you show the world that you're complete on your own. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. Albert Schweitzer. In the same way, a woman who is the master of her own life who finds fulfillment within herself, is irresistibly attractive. Taking time for yourself isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. It's about showing the world and yourself that you're worth the effort. This confidence radiates outward, drawing people who appreciate and respect your independence. As Dalai Lama once said, "The purpose of our lives is to be happy." So, nurture your body, challenge your mind, and feed your soul. The more you invest in yourself, the more others will be drawn to your strength and independence. Ultimately, it's not about needing someone else to complete you, but about being complete on your own. That's the kind of confidence that turns heads and wins hearts. Number 9, the power of letting go. In life and love, your greatest power is knowing when to walk away. As the Stoics would say, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Marcus Aurelius. This isn't just about leaving when boundaries are crossed, it's about maintaining your self-respect in every situation. A woman who knows her worth will never compromise her values to keep a relationship. She knows that walking away isn't just an option, it's a necessity when faced with abuse, lies, or disrespect. When you enter a relationship, do so with the mindset of being ready to walk away if your values are threatened. Your worth is defined by what you tolerate, what you challenge, and what you demand. Relationships should never be unconditional when it comes to your self-respect. Walking away doesn't mean running at the first sign of trouble. It's about having the quiet confidence that you will not settle for less than you deserve. It's a subtle, unspoken standard that keeps both partners in check and fosters a relationship built on mutual respect. Remember, your loyalty should never come at the cost of your dignity. Respect yourself enough to walk away from anything that no longer serves you, grows you, or makes you happy. Robert 2. Number 10. The power of confidence. Confidence is a language all its own, one that requires no words but speaks louder than any conversation. It's in the way you stand, the steadiness of your gaze, and the warmth of your smile. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Confidence starts from within, and it radiates outward in everything you do. It's about embracing who you are, flaws and all, and knowing that your value is not up for negotiation. Walking into a room like you own it isn't arrogance, it's self-respect. Confidence is about believing you belong, no matter where you are. Your posture, eye contact, and the way you move all send a clear message. You know your worth. Your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth. This mindset isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up authentically, without needing external validation. A confident woman doesn't wait for approval. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "Happiness is not a goal, it is a byproduct." Confidence is knowing you are enough as you are, and not allowing anyone else's opinion to define you. In American culture, where independence and self-reliance are cornerstones, confidence is celebrated as a symbol of inner strength. It's magnetic, drawing people to you because they sense your self-assuredness and calm. Be the architect of your self-worth. Confidence isn't about shouting your successes or demanding the spotlight. It's the quiet strength in knowing your value doesn't diminish because someone else fails to see it. As the iconic Maya Angelou once said, "Nothing can dim the light which shines from within." Embrace that light. Stand tall. Smile with intention. Each step you take it with purpose. And let every moment reflect the powerful, confident woman you are. When you carry yourself with confidence, you're not just presenting an image, you're embodying a mindset. You're telling the world, and every man in it, that you don't just deserve to be here. You're here because you've earned it. Confidence isn't just seen, it's felt, and it's your most compelling trait. Number 11, never pursue something we do not expect. One of the greatest tests of self-worth is knowing when not to chase. No matter how much value you show, If your reaction to a man pulling away is to chase him, you undermine your own worth. As the Stoics teach, he who chases after what he cannot control will lose what he can. Epictetus. A high-value woman understands that she is not defined by another's attention or validation. She remains calm and composed when a man withdraws, recognizing that her worth is independent of his actions. A woman who values herself doesn't scramble for reasons why a man is pulling away, nor does she create excuses to justify his distance. As Oprah Winfrey said, doubt means don't. Don't move. Don't answer. Don't rush forward. Instead, she steps back and views the situation objectively. If a man is losing interest, she sees it for what it is and doesn't try to manipulate or change the outcome. A confident woman knows that her self-respect is far more valuable than clinging to someone who isn't invested. Hold your ground and protect your value. Never chasing means setting a standard that places your dignity above all else. It's not about playing games. It's about valuing yourself enough to not beg for someone's time or affection. As Michelle Obama once said, your success will be determined by your own confidence and fortitude. Confidence is knowing when to let go, and fortitude is having the strength to do so gracefully. A high-value woman doesn't diminish herself by running after someone who doesn't appreciate her. She understands, like Marcus Aurelius said, never let the future disturb you. You will meet it if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. Chasing a man is chasing an illusion. The moment you stop running after him, you reclaim your power. True worthiness comes from within. It's about embracing who you are and refusing to compromise your values just to keep someone around. You are not an option or a convenience. You are the prize. When a man sees that you don't chase, he understands that you are not desperate. You are discerning. As Ralph Waldo Emerson said, what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. That inner strength is your guide. It's the quiet resolve that says you will not lower your standards or bend over backward for anyone. A woman who never chases is a woman who truly knows her worth, and that kind of self-assurance is unshakable. Mastering the art of how to show a man your worth without saying a single word is one of the most powerful skills a woman can possess. Remember, your actions speak volumes, often louder than any words could. From your confident demeanor to the way you set boundaries, these subtle yet powerful ways to show a man your worth without saying anything are rooted in a deep understanding of your value. A truly high-value woman knows that her worth is defined by her self-respect and inner strength, not by external validation. Every gesture, every look, and every choice reflects your unwavering confidence. As you practice these techniques, you'll notice a shift, not just in how others perceive you, but in how you see yourself. You don't need to chase or over-explain. Your presence alone will command the respect you deserve. If you found these tips on how to show a man your worth valuable, show your support by hitting the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the Stoic Goddess channel, share your thoughts in the comments, and click the notification bell to see more great videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.